I guess before I begin, I want to apologize for the lack of uploads. Um, I've been going through a lot, and so I'm just getting back into it. You know, uh, but y'all don't care about that. We only here for the content, right? Only good vibes only, good vibes only. But hey, it feels good to be back. Uh, I actually didn't know how to what I wanted to give to you guys. So I decided, you know, with the help of a friend, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all a story. I wanted to give y'all some gameplay, and I had a good gameplay to give you guys, but editing and stuff like that. Let's just say we had some technical difficulties with that one, and plus I just wasn't feeling the energy when I did fix those technical difficulties. So I'm just gonna give you guys a quick story, tell y'all about the time I almost got shot. And I say this like this happened like a very long time ago, which it didn't. It happened maybe about last week to maybe 2 weeks ago. This happened. So let's where to start. All right, I'm not gonna put any names out, but just for a quick recap, I was talking to somebody. We're not talking no more. And so one day, get to the point. So every day we meet at this park after I get off work. Every time I get off work, we will meet up at this park, like almost every day. And particularly on that day, it was already going very, very bad. And me and her had a talk, or more like I talked to her on that day. And things didn't go the way I thought they would go, and it ended pretty bad. Pretty much to the point I couldn't even walk her home. And so basically, at this park, I was just feeling shitty, and I'm letting you guys know there was this guy this whole time that me and her was having our little thing, like our talk. These guys were circling us, or this one guy I kind of noticed a little bit but didn't pay too much attention. And so when I got over, I went to sit on the swing, and I put on my Trippy Red. How you feel? I was in my feelings. Your boy was in his feelings. I was hurt because seeing someone you love cry like that, it really hurts you. So what I end up doing is just sit on the swing, playing some How You Feel by Trippy Red. And there was this other guy that was at the park. He was sitting on like a bench or whatever, and I guess he saw the whole thing go down. And he was walking up to me, like behind me. He was coming up behind me, and I saw it out of my peripherals. I balled my fist so hard and so quick because the thing is, I'm like, fuck, bad day. Dude wants to rob me, get my beats. All right, what's gonna happen next? So I just prepare myself for whatever happens next, letting you guys know this is it's like 9 or 10. So me and her should be the only people there, but there'd be a lot of weird people there. So I digress. So he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh hey man, are you all right? I just saw what went down with you guys. Just want to see if you're okay. I just see you here sitting by yourself." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good, man." And in my head, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like, why the fuck is he coming up to me? I mean, I know nothing about you. And the thing is, you could tell this guy's been drinking. I could tell in his breath and all this other stuff. And the first red flag, that was already one red flag, that some dude came up to me, and I could tell he was pretty, up in age, or like in his middle age. He was pretty middle age. And so he comes up to me, he's up to me. He goes on and says, "Where do you live?" "I live right over there." And where we're at this park, there's some houses like around the block. So he's pointing to these houses, saying, "I live right over there. Where do you live?" Obviously, I'm not fucking stupid. I'm not gonna tell some dude that just randomly come up to me, "Where do I live?" And so I said, I always come here after work, to see my girl and stuff like that. And he was like, "Well, where do you live?" Basically aching the question and just pushing it. So I dodge the bullet again. And I told him, well, man, I live pretty far from here. It's pretty far from here. And he was like, oh, okay. Then he goes on to look at my beats, and he says, those are some nice beats, man. You mind that I give him a hand and, listen to some? Oh, hell no. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, hell no. This dude expects me to just give me my beats? Really, my nigga? So, of course I didn't give him my beats. Of course I didn't give it to him. Obviously, for obvious reasons. And I just told him, sorry, man, I like these around my neck, man, right where they're at. I just don't trust anybody with them. And he's like, oh, man, you really think I'm going to do that to you, man? Come on, man. I wouldn't do that to you. I don't know that. I don't know you. You're just some random dude that just came up to me. Sorry if you feel a little offended. But I don't know you, my guy. Sorry. And so I just tell him, like, I like him right here. And he's like, well, man, what do you listen to? He said, you listen to Slipknot? And I was like, no, I've heard a lot about it, and I want to get around to it because lately I have been kind of getting into the heavy metal stuff. But he was like, well, who do you listen to? I said, mainly I listen to XXX Tentacion. He said, yeah, damn right, man. Like, I'm like, okay, the fuck? And so basically, I'm just gonna skip the bullshit because then he goes on to talking about, oh, well, I'm not at the park often. I'm here right now only because my mom died, and you can tell that he's faking his emotions, like he's fake crying, but I'm just going on with it and saying, hey, man, everything's gonna get better and stuff like that. Just we're talking bullshit. Come again. Remember, I was telling you about this guy that was circling me and my girl. I don't know if she noticed, but I've noticed that he circled the park and looked over our way a couple times. And so he comes back around, and the dude talking to me, he's like, hey, man, I didn't come in here to talk about life and stuff like that. I'm here to warn you about that guy over there. Stay the fuck away from that guy. That guy is dangerous as hell. And so, first thing that comes to my head, call me fucked up a little bit, but first thing that comes to my mind is that he's kind of stereotyping some Latino guy just because he looks like he about it. But I mean, I'm not easily intimidated, so I mean, I wasn't fazed. But he was like, this guy, he's been around harassing a lot of people, and I wanted to come here and tell you guys about it sooner, but if I acted too quickly, he would have came over here and shot me dead in my head. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is he talking about right now? And he was like, bro, just trust me on this. Just trust me on this. I'm in the Mexican mafia. I was like, alright, I heard it all. What the fuck? I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? Now I'm wondering what the hell did I just get myself into? Not even I didn't get myself into. I was just minding my own business and my feelings. Literally, letting y'all guys know, I'm still kind of processing that whole argument thing. So I'm still kind of in my I don't give a fuck mood type deal. And so then he was like, hey, man, just trust me. He said, look, I got proof. This dude pulls up his shirt and he shows me his tats, his Mexican mafia tats, and then he shows me the fofo. This man pulled the blicky out on me. Or not like at me, but he showed me the blicky. The fofo. The 9. He showed that to me. And so he was like, just trust me, man. This guy is really dangerous. Just come with me. I have my gun in case he does anything. Just come on. And so at this point, I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? I'm just not going to disobey this guy. And the thing is, I've been in situations like this before. Like, in dangerous situations like this. This one isn't my first time. But, I mean, doesn't make it any less scarier, I guess. I wouldn't say I was freaked out my mind. But I was in the mood like, bro, what the fuck? What did I do to deserve this tonight type mood? And so, obviously, I'm just going to follow the guy with a gun. I'm not going to go against his order or nothing like that. And so, he's just like, stay close to me. And then, so we had like right, okay, so I get off the swing and we sit next to this, I'm sorry, y'all. My first time telling the story feels weird because it's like I'm talking to myself. Forgive me. Bear with me. But it's just like we sat by this bench right behind the swing, and he goes on to detail saying, look, that guy over there, right? He's been watching you guys for a very long time. For like ever since y'all guys got here, he's been mainly watching you. And I'm like, why are you watching? Why is he watching me? And he was like, he thinks you're a snitch, and he's planning on taking you out, and he's planning on shooting up this whole park. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Because the thing is, I don't know what to believe, because this is just some random guy that came up to me showing me some Mexican mafia tats and all this other stuff. Letting you know, guys know, this guy is not even Mexican. This guy is white. So it kind of still a little sketchy. This guy could have just gotten some Mexican mafia tattoos and called himself a mafia gangster for all I know, and he just so happened to have a gun. But I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question him about it. So, anyways, he's just telling me like, yeah, this guy's been planning to take you out. He wants to take you out, and he's planning on shooting up this whole park. This guy's really dangerous. You need to stay away from him. And so, I'm still in not my give a fuck mood. At this whole time, I'm keeping a calm. I'm staying calm. I'm just like showing no facial expression, no emotion really. But inside, I'm just kind of like, oh my god, what the fuck, man? What the fuck did I get myself into type shit? Like, for real. And so I tell him, I'm like, yo, I appreciate everything. You know, you looking out and stuff, but I can handle myself. If he was like, oh, you gonna fight him? He's like, you a fighter? I was like, yeah. And he laughs, and I'm just like, okay. And then in my head, I'm just like, okay. And he was like, so you think you beat the shit out of him? I said, yeah, I know I will. And then he goes on to say, well, there would be no fight. He would shoot you dead in your head before there is even a fight. And so, I mean, I feel like he was trying to say that as if it was supposed to scare me a little bit. But deep down, out of this whole situation, I didn't think nothing was going to happen. But, you know, I was going to, you know, push that just in case. So we sat on this other stuff because he's trying to find his beer and cigarettes and all this other shit. And the guy comes back around. He's like, oh shit, here he comes. He said, let me do all the talking. Don't you say shit. Don't say shit. Just let me do all the talking. And I see this guy. This guy's looping back around. And he's actually coming. I feel like out of my peripherals, I see him coming towards me. And I'm just freaking out my mind a little bit. I'm like, fuck, I'm about to get shot dead in my head. And to be honest, I'm just like at this point, because I'm thinking I lost love of my life and stuff like that, and I'm just thinking, you know what, fuck it, I ain't got nothing to lose anymore, to be honest, fuck it. And so what kind of puts, I don't know, you guys decide if y'all think this guy's a Mexican mafia. For all I know, this could have been some drunk at the park, but again, he had a fofo, so I wasn't even going to question it at the time. I wasn't going to question him, no telling how he would react. But this guy's coming up to me, the guy, I could see the guy on my peripherals coming up to me. This guy that's been like telling me about this guy starts speaking in Spanish, and I'm no Mexican, I'm no Hispanic in general, so I don't know what he said, but whatever he said, it made the guy go away from me, and the guy started walking the other way. And I'm letting you guys know, this is all in the span of 30 minutes, and I texted my mom like literally 30 minutes ago, and it shouldn't take my mom this long to even get to the park. It doesn't take my mom. My mom is usually there like that. So I don't know why it was taking her this long. But at this point, I'm like, yo, I just want to go home, man. I really just want to go home and have my life, you know, live my life. And so this guy kind of goes on a little bit, rambling on. Basically, he's just rambling me on about the guy, not to challenge him. And so my mom finally shows up. I'm like, yo, that's my mom. I got to go. And so he's like, all right, man. He said, but just letting you know, don't ever come back here. Do not ever come back. And I was just like, okay. And he fist bumped me, and I got in the car. And I'm not gonna lie, I was looking over my shoulder a little bit, making sure I wasn't being followed, because I mean, it was a weird experience. It's like 10 at night. Dark as hell. Nobody else was around. It was just those two guys, me and those two guys at the park. So if anything went down, there would have been no witnesses. They could have probably honestly got away with the shit if they knew how to dispose of body. And yeah, that's basically it, to be honest. That's it to the story. Did I learn my lesson Any lessons to learn? Not really. I mean, you guys tell me. He told me not to go back to the park, and to be honest, I went back to that bitch at least a couple more times at the same exact time. Probably risked it all, but you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. I mean, nothing happened. I'm obviously here telling the story, right? So I mean, everything's all right. I'm not looking over my shoulder. No stalking. None of that. I mean, and plus I've already had my encounters with stalkers. I'll give you that story another time. But yeah, that's basically it, man. Tell me if you guys like these stories. This is my first time telling the story, so I mean, I stuttered a little bit. You know, I'm basically winging this. I didn't write it down how I was gonna do this, and I promise to God, this shit literally, really did happen. I wouldn't bullshit about a story. I would not bullshit about this story just for content. I would not bullshit. And I was planning on holding on to the story till the channel got bigger, but I wanted to get something out for you guys. So, I mean, if you guys want to hear another story, let me know. I have a story. Man, I got so many stories. I got stories of other times I almost died. I got one where I encountered a devil worshiper. I've encountered one of a stalker, like I just mentioned. I got a lot of stories to tell. So, I mean, if you guys want to hear these stories, you know, you already know what to do, man. Hit the thumbs up. Show your boy some love. Just show me some love, and you know, I'll keep it coming. But and future wise is the channel, I promise this I'm not gonna go ghost like this again, like I just did. It's gonna take me some time to get back into it. It's just that I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to upload for you guys. I'm just glad I figured it out, and expect some gameplay. Again, I was gonna upload a GTA. I just wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling the energy. I didn't feel like the energy was there. GTA is a pretty dead game, so it's kind of hard to build some energy on something that's pretty dead. But anyway, y'all, I'm recording this at 2:30 in the morning. I probably need to get some sleep. Even though I'm not tired, I'm probably just going to watch some anime or some shit, alright? But, hey, stay tuned. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for the support. I'm out.
Hey, niggas move like hoes on, get it, bitch, yeah. I will put a fucking hole in your fitted, bitch, yeah. Run the jet, little